Gulnur Aybet. She is the Director of Security Studies at Bahçeşehir University here in Istanbul. Gulnur, thanks so much for joining us. You were also listening into the Deputy Prime Minister's speech. One of the things he said that I found interesting was that he made a point after saying this attack was very well planned, as Asha pointed out. He said no terrorist organization works alone, that these attackers would have received support from around either Turkey or in other parts of the world. Can you clarify what he may have been alluding to there?
Yeah, I think he was referring to the fact that the terror organizations, whoever they are, might be acting on behalf of proxies. But there's also a question of method here. We know that whatever terror organization we're talking about, they usually tap into international networks that are very tangible, they're very much there. So even if it's a virtual cell, they tend to tap into these international networks that are criminal networks. For example, in Afghanistan, it takes about, to make a roadside bomb, it takes about networks spanning 30 countries. So, he also talked about the international community doing more than expressing words. So I think Turkey's also been saying this quite a lot, because it's been facing a lot of terrorist attacks within the past year, that we need more international cooperation against these international networks. So that could be one thing that he was alluding to. But I also think that there is a hint there about the proximity to the Syrian war and possible spillovers from there.
And now, as we said before, what's so disturbing about this particular attack is that it did happen in Ankara, the government capital and the capital of Turkey's security apparatus. How might this attack actually change the dynamics here and how Turkey approaches its security internally?
This is actually a very serious attack in the sense that you're absolutely right. It is a game changer in the sense that Turkey has been dealing with terrorist attacks. It has a long history of dealing with its own counterterrorism for over 30 years. Recently, of course, it's been facing a two-front terror war against the PKK as well as ISIS on its own territory. But ISIS had a certain pattern. Initially they targeted activist groups, and then I think a game changer was when ISIS started targeting the tourist location in Istanbul. That was different because they hadn't done that before. As for the PKK, they have really confined their attacks to the southeast. So the PKK, in comparison to the other terror organizations, are the only ones that have been targeting military targets, but never before in a major city. So I think this is really important. And the PKK generally use roadside bombs or straightforward guerrilla attacks. They don't use car bombs. So this is, again, these are all leaving so many trails of question marks as to what kind of a terrorist organization this is, what kind of support they had. And regarding the timing, it also leaves question marks about how much this is linked to what's going on in Syria right now.
Okay, Gulnur, we're going to leave it there for now. I'd like to thank you so much, of course, for joining us as always. But let's